Jaydon Blue, the Cowboys' 5th overall pick, has warranted a lot of hype within the Cowboys nation sphere. People are, really are talking highly on this guy, especially with the running back position being so deprived and being so, under hyped to a degree. And everyone should feel this way, but I'm gonna give my perspective. I feel like I have another viewpoint or POV of this player. For me, one, I am a fan of the Texas Longhorns, so I feel like I can give my, in-depth analysis of the guy and just give a true reading on this player and what we should really do to really maximize this kid right here. Jaydon Blue. First of all, I just wanted to read, his stats. Coming out of Texas, he had 135 carries or attempts for only 728 yards for 2024. In 2023, 65 carries for 398 yards. 2022, 15 carries for 33 yards. The yards per average in 2024 was 5.4. In 2023 is 6.1 and 2.2 for 2022. 8 touchdowns for 2024, 3 for 2023, none for 2022. And then in 2024, he had 41 receptions, okay? And he had 365 yards receiving, which is very, very telling. I just want to read off these stats to give an overview of the angle I am going with this kid. This kid is a scat back. He is a positional matchup nightmare, as you see in the thumbnail. And this is how you're supposed to use him as such. So in the film he's a guy that, if you get him in certain aspects, in certain space, like he can prove to be a problem for opposing defensive coordinators and, do as such. So here's a play right here. I believe is perfect on how he should be used. He's going to come out. He's going to run a wheel route here. He's going to get lost. Let me redo it. He's going to get lost, in the shuffle right here, because what people understand is this guy, to me, how we use him at Texas, how Steve Sarkisian used it, he's just an extension of the wide receiving core. He can be a running back, but he really flourishes in space, you know what I'm saying, and being able to take advantage of matchups of you having to walk a safety up or just being on a linebacker. That's where he's at home, where he can flourish fully at. So here we took advantage of that, in this game right here that was in the playoffs that proved crucial on this play right here. And look at him get out. Like look at the route. He runs a good route right here, gives a little shoulder, runs by the guy, wheel route, touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Like he can prove to be a matchup nightmare. Here he is again. I want to show him again running routes, because I think this is really where he's at home. He's going to run an angle or a Texas route right here that people usually call it, right? And he's going to attack. This is what I'm telling you. He's a matchup nightmare. He's going to attack this bigger linebacker right here. What people really don't know, and he really gave it away in his interviews after, being selected by the Cowboys. He has a big background, a plentiful background of him playing 7-on-7 in high school, and he found it very easy, and that's because he's just an extension of the wide receiver room, and because he's so fast, he proves like linebackers, especially inside linebackers, the mics. And whatsoever, if they can't get hands on this guy and he's in space, it proves very, very, hard for them to stay in front of this guy and be able to cover him. So we're gonna let it run right here. As you can see, like the linebacker, for one, I didn't like how the linebacker came out. He's walking up like he's not going up against a very fast guy right here. And Blue is gonna attack him flat on. So how you become more dangerous is when you attack this guy straight up. Don't give away where you're leaning, because your speed is your biggest element, and it should be a element of surprise. But he attacks the leverage of this kid right here, and then immediately goes inside. You know what I'm saying? And the guy just never has a shot right here. It's because his hips, Look, the hips of the guy right here just never has a shot. And look, he's all the way in for 6 right here. So here's another play in the passing game I wanted to show. Is just how like we're using him on the screen right here. I feel like Clemson was being a little aggressive, and with the rush, so we sneak Blue behind him out, in space, get some blockers in front of him. And I just wanted to show like how like he thrives in this. This is where he's at home. Like when he's open and when he gets to open space, and this is where I wanted to really highlight in this player right here. In open space, he can outrun angles. He proves just to beat a problem. You see, he has multiple ways to go, but obviously him going right here is the obvious choice. But like I view him as like a return man with the ball in his hands, because his speed is just so dangerous. And look, he presses as long as he can. This guy does not have the angle. This is where he needs to grow a little bit. Like, I don't know what he should just stayed on his feet right here and just continue to run through. But this guy, he gives this guy a shot by him hurdling. His best aspect is his speed. So I don't know why he hurdled right here. But he's able to get even more yards because he's just so dangerous in the open space right there. Now let's switch gears to the running back aspect, because I wanted to lead with the wide receiver aspect in him, because I believe that's his superpower, because he's just a matchup nightmare. Here's where I don't agree with the community, and I got his highlight plays right here from what everyone's seen in Cowboy Nation, but I just want you to see it from a different way right here. I view Jaydon Blue as a airplane back. If you've been watching me, you understand that I've used this term before. What did I mean by that? This guy needs a runway in order to take off. Here's a prime example right here. They're going to get him out in space. It's a perfectly ran, perfectly blocked up play by the offensive line right here. They're gonna get guys, going. This is an outside zone play, and look at the lane right here that forms. This is a perfect lane by him. When you can get my problem, where I think the average to good running backs, the place where they where it separates themselves is them being able to break the line of scrimmage. How can you break and get past the first level right here? First level being, D tackles and defensive ends and everything like that. When things go wrong, can you still get yourself to the next level? If people have to get you to the next level, then I categorize you and I throw you in a box as a airplane back, which means this lane, if the lane is not perfectly drawn up, look at the block secured here, block secured here, block secured here, block secured here. The lane is right here. All you need to do is just hit the RT button and a turbo button. That's your superpower. This is where I don't agree with everyone saying this is the running back we need. You know what I'm saying? And but this is his superpower. Look at he can outrun every angle. The safety thought he had an angle right there. He took it flat, should have went more to the sideline, but this guy's speed is just so dangerous. And look how he can immediately get up and he's off to the races. That's his superpower right there. But I just pay attention. Here's another play right here. Okay, just pay attention to how he's getting to the open space. That's where it matters to me for a running back. Here it is again. It's going to be another play. Same team. He really torched Clemson, because that change up of him coming in the game really scared them, and it kept them honest. Here again, they're doing this outside zone stretch action right here. You see the blocks. Everyone is taking care of the down lineman right here. They got blocked right here, got blocked right here. He's moving up to right here. It's right here, and he's probably going to move up right here. This lane is forming right here. Okay, now there's a guy right here, but that's the third level of defender. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. This is the third level of defenders. I just want you to pay attention to that. When he gets up to the third level, or the second and third level, that's where he's dangerous, because it's nothing but open field. But look at him right now, getting up, JJ jet plane taking off. Look at him, he's out in open space, creating matchups, because he's so fast and everything like that. Casually down the line, and he's a touchdown. That was beautiful right there. Beautiful running by Jaydon Blue. So here's a play right here where I wanted to show. People gonna think it's nitpicking, but this is where you see the nuances in the back. Just pay attention to his feet. In this play right here, his footwork when he's running in between the tackles shows me that he's not just a natural back, he doesn't have natural feat for a back or just a natural back in general. Okay, so here we go again. Here we go. Here's it is. He's gonna go. It's gonna be it's like an inside gap scheme type run. All right, he gets it. O-line is blocking it up. There's a lane right there. This is the lane. If you see it, this is the lane right here. Okay, you can play with it. Maybe just press right here. Allow these guys to move up because he's gonna get ready to come up. This lane is gonna be it's gonna form, but you gotta as a back. You got to know this is where the great and the good backs who have feel and vision, this is where that comes about. So let's see what he does. So he presses. Look at the extra footwork he has, like right here, because he's a back. He's a airplane back. He wants to hit it so bad, but it's the patience rattles his footwork, and he gives a false step right here. This extra step right here, this is a false step. Right now, you're supposed to be able to hit it, and we're supposed to be going right here. We're supposed to be going. This is supposed to be going, but your feet right here, this false step, we can't get to your top speed because you don't have the natural feel, and someone's got to coach you up on this. So he still a cut, but it needs to be smoother. That false step, it could have been more before your speed, a true speed was running back right here. Like, let me show you again just how it can get wobbly. Look at like he jumps. It's not natural. Tot. Then he's like going. No, that's not a natural cut for a running back. Then here's this play right here. This is perfect. Everyone knows about the stat of him losing all these fumbles and everything. Like, oh, he can get coached up. That's something you can get out of him. I don't know. This is something we got to really pay attention to, and this is why I don't believe in giving him all these carries as everyone else is trying to give him, because a lot of these carries you're gonna see, he just don't have the awareness of a back. So look at this right here, and there's two plays. I can't show the other play because it's gonna probably get copyrighted. I'm really doing dangerous work with showing this SEC game. It's gonna be a simple draw action here. Shout out to them. It's a lane form. So he's an airplane back. Lane forms. He's out for the races. Runs through their arm tackle. Good job. But listen, man, this is where the great backs, the good backs in the league. This is what I'm talking about. Right now, he knows he has speed, right? But look at his eyes. His eyes are looking here. His eyes are looking here. As a running back, when you get to the open field, people can be coming from anywhere, and there's someone who's trailing has just as fast as him coming up the sideline, and this is where the problems arrive with his fumbling. I saw at least 2 fumblings that happened this exact same way, where he's opening up in field, he's giving, trying to make his move, but look, the ball is loose right here. But you need to have awareness as a back, as a ball carrier, that people are coming behind you, and this guy's coming for the peanut punch, and he does it. He does exactly that. Look, you can't see right here, as a back, after you make this move, you're in the middle of the field. It's time to keep the ball high and tight. This is loose, very loose, like extremely loose. Boom, and it's a fumble. And this happened in that Clemson game as well, even though they were up later in the game. But this is a play that I can firmly say happens way too often for my appeal. That's Jaydon Blue. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love the pick for the Cowboys, but we do need more. Jaydon Blue is coming from a Texas fan. He's a back that is best used in sprinkles because of his speed and his element that he can bring. He is a package back. You bring him out there in scenarios when you're finna bring the ball, you're finna pass the ball, and you want to create just a unnatural quads, maybe an unnatural trips, because he's like that. He's a weapon in the backfield. He's a wide receiver from the backfield. If you catching these guys maybe in a base, alignment, and they got bigger linebackers out there, run an eagle route with Jaydon Blue. Run a corner route with Jaydon Blue. Run a wheel route with Jaydon Blue. Give him an outside, zone toss. Nothing in the inside, because this guy's cuts is not natural. Okay, he can't create enough for it to get past the first level. I know everyone's just seeing the film, but we gotta translate this and project this in the NFL point of view. Even a worst team in the league, you're not gonna, it's not gonna be blocked up perfectly every time. And I'm big on the offensive line, but I just know that's just not the case. I don't trust him in the open field beating somebody unless he has space and speed. Okay, and I know that can happen a lot, but I'm talking about when they come from the angle and he has a lane. That's the only way I see it. As far as giving, a move, I seen him do it once, but even then, I like, these guys in the league are more than capable. So yeah, that is Jaydon Blue out of Texas. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video, comment down below. Thank you, everyone. Peace.